My name's Erin Hogue, and I'm an action and adventure photographer. I work with a lot of professional athletes, and so I wanted to create this series to show what is going on in these sort of remote locations. This is the story behind the photos. I was hitting up anyone and everyone I knew for more funding to go back to Alaska. It was a lot of like, we want to, but we don't know if we have any budget left. Somehow, I managed to scrounge together like a little bit of money to get back. In order to make the trip worth it, it meant that I would have to drive to Alaska with my sled because sledding's so much cheaper than heliing. So in order to make sure that I produced enough content while I was up there, I had to drive up.
I told you I was close to you! Look at it, I'm GoProing the moment.
Oh, the moment, wow! Oh, that's so exciting. It's in rough shape, eh? Like, I've seen some better days, eh? Alaska right now. In this thing, in this bucket of bolts. No offense, sweetie.
And I've done the drive before. It's not fun. No part of it's fun. It's about 6 o'clock at night and I'm still driving, and this is what is known as the Highway of Tears. It has that name because multiple girls have been abducted on this highway and no murderer has been found yet. If you Google it, it's probably the scariest thing you can do before you decide to drive this highway as a girl by herself. I'm planning on camping at some point in the night. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. Dropped off on this tiny little peak. It was absolutely beautiful. We kind of need to check the snowpack. The guys had kind of seen something they wanted to ride below us. Brandon, one of the riders, and the guide ride down to this spot so that they can actually rappel off the edge of a cornice, and the guide can dig a snow pit and check the snow conditions. As it turned out, it wasn't strong enough to hold the impact of the riders going off the cornice and landing in the snow. It all would have just broken.
And that is not a good depth. Do you want to make a move?
But luckily, there was this spot that the guys knew from before. I'm gonna take this easy way. So it was like a little bit disappointing and like a bit of a hike, a little bit of wasted time, but I mean, it's what happens. Sometimes things just don't quite work out the way that you're hoping.
There's a huge fucking hole right here.
Awesome. So, my short legs are perfect in this situation.
Jason!
Oh, Robertito! Yeah, dude. Good seeing you.
How's it going?
Good. You.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
Sorry. But we can share
Yeah, it's
that.
good, right?
I wouldn't go that far, but
There's so many down days. Because it's a coastal town, the clouds just come in and hang out for days on end. To the point where if the terrain wasn't so good, you wouldn't wait around. So you kind of just make fun out of whatever you can find. And it makes for some like kind of ridiculous stories, a lot of hanging out, but it's fun.
Oh, look at him!
fly by this like beautiful face. One of the guys had seen it a few days before, so he brought us back to it, where the one spot to shoot it from was what's referred to as a knife edge, because it's literally like I had 1 foot of space to stand on. So the heli can't even land properly. It just kind of like lands a little bit and you jump out.
What a badass, huh? Sick.
In this particular spot, in front of me, there was a drop that led directly into a hole. I had enough space to like put my camera bag in front of me and sit. I couldn't even like trust myself to stand with my camera, because if I needed to sit back or forward, it wasn't an option. There was nowhere to stand. So one of the craziest spots I've ever shot, and it was like for one of the craziest photos.
Another find a heartbreak. And every time I check in on myself, I'm drinking my soul away. And every time my phone lights up,
From up there, can you tell me, is the world flat or is it round?
Are you cool with waiting a second? I'll just get a couple photos of them hiking.
Yeah, this is a super good, awesome.
You're going to want to go pretty hard right.
Slight end of the day problem. Might have a little bit of work ahead of us. Oh, it's stuck. We tried that, but yeah. You should come join.
So my main goal from the season, which was to shoot doors off from a helicopter, in that entire month that I was there waiting for this opportunity to happen, just like one thing would happen after the next. And I was just so heartbroken. It's just like you have to be so patient and just hope, because there's so many obstacles working against you the whole time. So now, this coming year's goal, be able to do doors off from a helicopter.